setting. If they're not interested in you, both of you are going to be fine. You can handle the rejection or the small rejection. They can handle someone expressing it. And I think in our age, we, in a weird way, implicitly told young people, especially men, they're not supposed to express that.
As a man, you build your value. You are born with the cards you're dealt. Sure, it'd be ideal. Look, I'd love to be 7 foot tall. I'm not. So it's the same argument. You can only become the best version of yourself, and to sit there and constantly complain about it is a feminine frame. If you're 5'2", you need to become rich, strong, well-connected, and funny, and charismatic, and interesting, and witty. If you're 6'4", you need to become rich, strong, well-connected. It's the same game.
You are tall. That is natural confidence. So if you are like me, doesn't have that height, you need to find confidence elsewhere. Maybe you can find that confidence with the...
And you have a lot to be confident for if you don't have the height. I think you'll find actually a lot of these cool guys who would have got all of this attention in school, this, that, and the other. Having all of that confidence for guys is the same as what it does to women. You get drunk on it. You think like, oh, like in the same way that having height just gives you this confidence for not having to work for it, same as being an attractive young woman. Like, oh, I have value and I don't have to do anything. They become awful people because they feel like they have to prove. So use your struggle to your advantage. Use it. Become great. Become someone that people actually want to be around. And surround yourself with people that you want to be around. Because often, really attractive women never had to develop the personality of really tall guys who sometimes haven't had to develop a personality either. Like,
every time I make
not the nice people.
In fashion, fitness, being a better person overall. You can control all three of those things. So if you're stressing about those things, it is okay because you can fix that. But when it comes to your height, there is nothing you can do, and that is okay. If you're a guy, and maybe the sole reason why you're not getting girls is because you're short, I promise you it's not that. I think it's probably because you're a piece of shit. And if you are, unlike your height, you can change that. So stop stressing about how tall you are.
Some girls will literally not even give you the time of day because you're not 6 foot or 6'3" or whatever they have in their mind as what you should be. And guess what? Those girls suck and they're shallow, and you're better off without those kind of girls anyway.
Think about it. If she's focused on something so superficial, what happens?
I think most guys know that, and I don't think that's the issue. I think most guys know, like, I don't want a girl who's like that anyway, but the problem is that so many girls are like it. It's not that, oh, the girl I want is like it. It's like, no, where do I find a girl that I actually want? Because most of them are like this. That's the problem.
When life throws real challenges her way, these are the same people who might end a relationship or even a marriage over the slightest inconvenience, like a bad week at work or an argument about where to eat.
He's absolutely right, and it's just, I still don't understand why it's so prevalent today, and I can't help but think it's because of social media, it's because of echo chambers, and it's because women listen to what other women. And other women are saying, only go for someone who's 6 foot. You deserve someone who's 6 foot, like it's a prize, not a man's character or anything he has going for him. No, it's his height, something with him, always having to work for. What? Like, it's just women who can't think for themselves, listen to other. That's just what. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comment section below. As always, if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up on the way out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to keep up to date with all of my content. And if you have a video for me to react to, send that over to Christine Grace Smith. Hey, it's Christine Grace. Welcome back to my channel. There's another reaction video. Like the video on your way in. Let's get straight into it.
Did you know that 78% of men don't approach women anymore?
I'm literally shaking because I just left the date where a guy was like, if you're not gonna go home with me, I'm not gonna pay for this text.
I'm so done with dating. I'm so done with casual dating. I'm so done with trying to find a woman tonight. Like, I'm 30 years old. I'm 30 years old. This man, he's 26. We're not doing it for me.
I want this. I want that. Okay, that's actually exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, cool. Let's play house for a little bit. Okay, ghosted.
I'm so done with dating. I'm so done with casual.
But why? Like, why were you ghosted? Because I refuse to believe that every man you ever encountered is like a psychopathic narcissist who enjoys terrorizing. Like, there's a reason. Like, come on.
dating instead of trying to find a woman in life. Like, so I'm 30 years old. 30 years old. And this man, he's like 26. Are not too different. They're not, I don't know if it's LA, I don't know if it's the whole world, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna try and be single for the rest of my life, because every time I even try and step outside and go on a date, I realize how much effort I'm putting into something that does not hurt. Ever. Like, I don't know what it is. I just, men in 2026 want everything. They want their cake and food. Like, they don't want one person. Millions of them.
Why don't you go visit the skip?
So there we have it. Now we know the kind of men that she's dating, the kind of men that you guys would call the Chads and the Tyrones, like the guys who all of these women are competing for. So duh, they don't want just one. Like, they can afford to have their cake. And who the hell are you to think that, you know, you're gonna be the one that they settle down and commit with? Like, you just admitted yourself you're 30. You're struggling with dating. Like, there's a reason for that. That's not me saying you deserve to be alone forever and condemning you to a life of misery. That's me saying that you need to understand your position in the market. And that's just a fact. I mean, for a lot of guys, it's gonna be headache. A lot of people have given up on dating. Women and men. If you've not given up, then you should probably check out today's sponsor. Wait. Let's be real for a second here, guys. Most guys today are completely clueless when it comes to flirting. Or creepy, or worse. That's why I want to quickly tell you about today's sponsor, the Wingo Method. It's run by Marnie, a woman, and she's actually helped tens of thousands of flirting. Quickly, without her effort. It teaches you the actual behind it, not just nonsense. Cool, practical stuff that works in the world, not just a viral TikTok video. Now, if you're a guy who's completely given up on dating, then happy saying forever, then bad. But if you're tired of getting tired of goes anywhere, and you're ready to actually understand how to get a woman interested in you, not the fake version you want, then this that formula gives you a full step-by-step flip the script. So instead of you, her, you're the one that she. And because women do respond just when it's done right with complicated like that. Because the Wingo Method is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an unbeatable deal. Just click in the description now to grab your free exclusive preview of the formula. Plus, if you decide to pick up the full 50, a whole 50. If you're tired of failing at flirting, stop wasting your time, take control of dating, accept practice.
Want to come? I'll drop you. That's how I feel about dating in 2026.
I am.
Okay, fine. But it's like, if you are actually gonna give up, you're gonna be sat here on TikTok with your boobs out and like clearly begging for a man to be in your comments like, I'm a good one! You know, like, men don't work like that. Like, men aren't like saying they don't really work like that. If you're actually gonna give up on dating, that's fine.
Guys, I swear, dating in New York City is not for the weak. There are literally millions of single men out here, but like, where are they? Like, I am a lover girl. I just want some romance, and honestly, I'm not gonna find that on Tinder. Swiping all day is not gonna find me like a genuine connection. I did find this one called Hunch. It's more like personality based, so I might try that one out. I'll let you guys know how it goes, because I'm just trying to find some genuine love out here. And I'm really
Obviously, it's not gonna be on Tinder. Like, it doesn't take a genius to work that out.
And that confuses me about dating right now is that it feels like a lot of guys like me, but they don't want me. Like, they're physically attracted to me, they might like talking to me, they like all my stories and everything on Instagram, they might...
Yeah, and what about the dudes that you probably make feel like that too?
Send me a DM every so often, but no one wants to actually make an effort to create something substantial with me. No one wants to make any sort of commitment.
What kind of guys? That's the question.
That no one wants to plan dates, and I feel like I'm in such a weird period, there were people, but it just feels like I'm in a weird holding period with a lot of these guys who are definitely breadcrumbing me, stringing me along, making me think that they're eventually going to make an effort. I just have to give it time, and I can't rush anything. There was one certain guy that we had been on 2 dates, they went really well, we were talking, we were FaceTiming, and I tried to plan a third because he hadn't yet, and it had been 2 weeks since we had seen each other. So I tried to plan a third, and he told me that he thought I was forcing it, and he was like, it'll just happen, let it happen, like, when we can see each other. I'm like, plans just don't happen out of thin air. Someone has to plan it.
So he's not interested, so move on. Get off TikTok about it and go find someone else. And if you're having the same experience, then the problem is you. You are attracting these people. You are only allowing these people into your space. If you keep encountering the same problem, there is something you can do about it. Change your filter, your requirements, your lens, perspective. So, most people don't want to do that.
Really, you're not. I was told I was forcing it. So, I don't know. It's very confusing to be liked by many, but wanted by none. And it's kind of sad.
Attention is not this forcing to be accepting its buttons higher because they've kept dating the back burner.
Did you know that 78% of men don't approach women anymore? Here's why that's your time. Fear of rejection, fear of looking awkward or desperate, which means if you're the one guy who walks up, introduces himself, and could hold a conversation, you're not competing with anyone. So no, hot girls are not used to people. In fact, they are waiting on it. On an approach for my comprehensive guide, how to master the approach like that.
Renee? Hey, unrefundable deposit fee. Because I am so sick of playing these games. I ain't gonna get I'm gonna get something. I expect a deposit fee. Also, I expect an application to be filled out with references, not your mommy and your daddy, not your sister and your brother, and not
The commodification. Like, what on earth is this? It is not, you know, you're not looking for someone to hire for a job. You're looking for someone to build a relationship. If you've lost the mental and emotional energy to get yourself in a position where you're willing to do that, like you're willing to do what it takes to be vulnerable and get into all the emotions and everything again of trying to build a relationship with someone, then that doesn't mean that you can expect this. That means you probably stop dating for a while and wait till you're in a position where you can actively and rightly the way that it deserves to be viewed. Same goes for men. But it's like, you know, if they're going after these men who are in the top 10, 20%, and it's like, it's probably pretty obvious that they are those kind of men, then it's like, well, like, how do you think these people are going to behave?
not your best friend. Better find somebody else who's best friend.
It's so cringe to talk on the internet, but I have to talk
Yes.
Why is that, like, you have a type? This is only going to be for a certain amount of people. You have a type, right? Your type is not good for you. You can...
Because you have unconscious patterns in your mind that you're not aware of, and they are running you. You are not in control of your life.
Not have this. Type is probably just your nervous system, what it's to, and that's just unhealthy as fuck.
Who knows that?
So, like, my type, in and out of jail, like, they kind of...
Oh, lovely. This is going well.
They'll fucking rent because they got a cop waiting for them every other month. You know what I mean? Like, that is type. Boys are just not okay. But then people are like, oh, we'll try dating outside of your type. But then I'll try to date guys that are wholesome and, like, normal. And, like, and then I sit with them and I'm like, I feel like I'm either intimidated or I don't respect you for some reason. Like, what's that about? Like, and so, I don't know. It's been 6 months, no dates, no talking, no DMing anybody, like,
That's probably a good thing from what you're telling us.
genuinely, I've been traveling. Every single month I've been going to a new city or something.
So you're still running from your problems. You're looking in places instead of in. You're still not addressing the problem, which is you. Like, you know you have a problem. You're telling us that you know it's unhealthy. You're not actually doing anything.
traveling, but now
It is good that she.
I'm at a point where I'm like, I really losing connection with other people because I'm so alone. And so I have my girlfriends, right? And they're like, well, why don't we start dating again? Just to like, well, it doesn't need to be that deep. Like, it just go out and meet.
You know, you can meet people without having to date. Like, if your friends are saying that, I would question the value of your friends. Like, oh, you're feeling lonely? Why don't you start dating? Bro, what? What? Like, no, those friends should be going, well, let's meet up for a coffee. Let's do something, you know? Try and make more friends if those friends aren't doing it for you. You're a friend of this girl. You should not be encouraging this girl to date in the position that she's in right now.
Whatever. You don't really need to, like, it doesn't need to be that deep, but, like, I don't know. Then it's like, am I wasting your time? Like, dating is stressful.
I couldn't help but to say that low quality men are the ones that blame the women the most. The ones that lack accountability. The ones that lack responsibility, lack communication, lack equal effort. Because tell me if I'm wrong. A woman that loves a man so much does not just give up just like that. Keeps on trying, trying, and trying until she can no longer tolerate the disrespect, the lack of accountability, the lack of communication, and the lack of effort.
Strange, isn't it? How, you know, women's complaints about men are often the same as women. You have to ask the question. Is there a level of projection going on?
I think I got mixed up because I was supposed to go on a date tonight and drove 40 minutes to this man's place, and he texted me 10 minutes as I'm driving, and oh, I'll let you know when to come because I'm talking to my family right now. And I was like, oh, fine. I arrived and I was the uncle family for 30 minutes fucking later.
Not that bad.
Text, no call, like nothing after I said
30 minutes.
Say, oh, oops, I arrived early. Said, ha ha ha, for fuck's sake.
Found the right place
I'm by
if
the
you're
water.
looking to check.
So I parked near the water, can't see this. And like at all, like mind you, like the and oh, that even so far. That was good. The water is far. I text him. He said, text him, and I say like, okay, this is like kind of ridiculous now. Can you text me back? And then, mind you, at this point, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna stick this shit out because I want to literally break.
Welcome, adventurer.
Mentality to have.
And no text or call. Mind you, I've tried to call him. Tried to tempted. Try out of my fucking cooch right now. I am so angry. I could actually be violent. Like, I'm just, you know what I'm expecting to see right now? I'm expecting to see him with another girl. Like, that's exactly like my mind. And I just want to through so I can go out there and strangle him. Anyway, better than mine because I think I might have to drive.
See, it's like, I'm not going to sit here and defend this behavior. Like, that sucks. I mean, maybe there's a legitimate reason, but from her side of things, like, you can understand why that sucks. The thing I do have to say, though, is how many guys did this exact same thing happen to every single day? These dudes are on TikTok posting about it. They take the L, it sucks, but they move on. Like, why do we need to go to TikTok and tell the whole world? Because you're just adding to the cultural problem. You're just putting more negativity out there. Now, I would also argue that if men started going on posting this, that would even the playing field. Then I'd be like, oh, fair enough. Like, women online, you know, talking shit about men and about women. I wouldn't like to live in a world like that, but I would be able to understand it. However, you can't have that because you can't talk shit on women if you're a dude, because Either all of the women will report you and get your profile taken down, or they'll get you sacked from your job and ruin your reputation, or the platforms will take down your content anyway, because women are a particular characteristic. So it's the hypocrisy of the whole thing. I'm not going to sit here and say that that's a fun experience, and I understand why she's feeling the way she's feeling. Perhaps her approach to it isn't the best. But yeah, like, that's not nice. Being stood up is not feeling. But again, like, it happens to everyone. It happens to men probably a lot more than it happens. And, you know, I'm not saying this girl deserves this. I don't know who she is. But, again, it's a point of hypocrisy and so-called equality.
40-minute drive home, and mind you, this is like away from my work tomorrow, so that's just a big plus for me. So, good for that.
Hate it when men are good people in like relationships and shit like that.
Sometimes women
Tell me
dumb
if
as
you need
fuck.
anything.
Just imagine a dude saying that for a second. I hate it when women are good women in relationships and stuff. What? Okay, go on, continue.
You understand how hard it is to date a good guy and then it not work out for whatever reason? How am I supposed to get over it?
For whatever reason. I wonder what that reason.
For you if I can't hate you? I had this, like, it wasn't a situation, we were dating. I had to move away, basically. And I still think about this man. It's been like 5 months. And I was like, it ended so amicably. And I still think about him, bro. Oh, be more dickish. I need guys to be dickish when things are ending. Because, like, it's so much easier to get over you when you're dick. Okay, thanks.
I mean this wholeheartedly when I say I'm opting out of dating in 2027. Unfortunately, well, fortunately, I'm going to be a lot more self-centered, and I think that's something that I've been lacking.
Fine, but why are you telling the internet about it? If you're actually serious, why are you telling everyone about it?
Because I've always been putting that to someone else. These are just kind of the reasons why I'm choosing not to date. And you,
fine, good decision. If you are telling us that you are someone who puts too much of yourself into a relationship to a point where it is detrimental to yourself, to your self-esteem, to your mental well-being, good. You are making the absolute right decision. Probably take some time out of it and figure out what the hell that you're doing wrong, how you're harming yourself, how you could have potentially harmed others, and move forward with a more positive attitude. But none of this is for that. She wants to make a public declaration for it because she wants a knight in shining armor in her comment section to go, no, I'll treat you right, or she wants other females to hype her up. Yeah, you do you, you do you. But then it's like, again, you're making it about other people. You're doing it for the validation of other people. You're not doing it for yourself. Genuinely, like, anything you do for yourself that is actually for yourself, you do alone. And I really believe that, you know? You don't need to make a public declaration of it. How many men have dropped out of dating just in general over the last, 20 years? They're not making declarations of it like this, asking other men to hype them up like, yeah, you go, bro, we hate women. Yeah, it's like, what? Because when men say they're going to give up dating, they don't just say it, they do it first. And then if someone asks, have you given up dating, they'll say, yeah. Women will say they're going to do stuff all the time. I'm going to do this. I'm like this. I do this. But then it's like, if you were actually like that, you're doing it already.
Year of 2026, and to be quite frank, it might be longer. I tried the whole long distance thing. Not really. That was probably one of like the scary situations I've ever been in. Like,
we used to live through like famines, war. People in America live in like zones of natural disasters. And a long distance relationship is the scariest situation you've ever been in. What a privilege it is to live that life.
2025 has been just such a weird year.
They are not in it, baby girl. What do you want me to do?
Oh my gosh, it's okay now. My first ever show on the pre-game podcast was with this girl. She's, you know, she's okay. Like, she's a perfectly polite girl. Sometimes it's like, there's things, it's like, oh, like, you get it. Like, you actually understand it. But then other times she'll come out with this, like, feminist stuff, and you're like, just a bit confused, but let's see what she's saying here.
Do you want me to lie to you? You want me to lie to you?
what you want me to do. You want me to like you. You want me to tell you that no, mixed signals just means that he's a bit shy. Is that what you want me to say? Oh, he's just very shy. You know, he's been hurt before. Stay there. Stay there. Keep giving your feminine.
No one's asking you to give that advice. If you are being treated poorly, then of course there is no way to remedy that. If you express what you, that's not, then you leave the relationship. But also, sometimes what women interpret as mixed signals isn't mixed signals. We do that because we are so emotionally attached to everything. I'm no different to this. I'm not saying this from a point of, yeah, those women. I'm like that too. You know? I find my dad will text me and I'll think, like, is my dad mad at me? Like, no, he's just old and can't text the same way like my friends can. I mean, we can interpret things sometimes as women and make it something that it's not. And we do that. So, you know, the point is not the situation that's bad for you. The point is that maybe the situation isn't as bad for you as you think it is because you're misinterpreting. And we all fall victim. That's perfectly human and that's great. But you should be encouraging more self-awareness amongst the difference. And I fear with videos like, again, it's the commodification. All people who do X, Y. No, we're way far too messed up and complicated. That's it.
Give him your whole life force, you know, and just sit there and wait patiently until he decides that actually he does want to really. Is that what you want me to say? You know I'm always going to keep it on here. Mixed signs, get the hell out of there. I don't know who needed to hear this, but somebody needed to hear that.
Yeah. And like, she's right. If we define what constitutes. Once that definition's there, I can get behind what she's saying. But until then, it's ambiguous and it's so open to interpretation. And women can then hijack videos like this to say to their partners of 20 years, I'm leaving you because you gave me mixed signals because he forgot bread at the supermarket. Do you see what I mean? Like, it gets out of hand real quick.
Mixed signs means get the hell out there. Trust me, you don't want to stick around. Alright? People who give mixed signals are people who have time to work. And baby girl, I'm not going to let somebody miss you. If somebody wants your time, they have to pay for it. Alright? Tell him book a spot.
Be a person. I don't know. Women's TikTok, all TikTok actually, I'm not even going to say just women's TikTok, all TikTok, I don't get it. I refuse to join TikTok, so it's really channels and stuff that I see this kind of content. But I'm glad I don't. That's what I think. Funny, let me know what you think in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up on your way out. You should subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to keep up to date with all of my content. If you would like to get your free preview of the F formula and check out the and on that note, I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye bye. Hey, it's Christine Grace. Welcome back to my channel. Today's another reaction video. Like the video, waiting. Let's get straight into it. So today's video is sent over from Duncan. WhatsApp community. Thank you so much for sending it over, Duncan. I've not seen the video before. It's from the channel Think Before You Sleep. I know so many of you, including myself, are big fans of. I've not seen this video yet. It's called Why People Are Avoiding Relationships. So I'm looking forward to it. Strap in. Let's check it out together.
Okay, wait, I'm so pissed off. I just got home from it. The guy walked out literally 10 minutes before a date. So we matched on Hinge, and I have really good photos of myself on Hinge. A few of them are AI generated. They look exactly like.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. I feel like if you weren't trying to misrepresent something about your appearance, you wouldn't be AI.
While we were out on our coffee/walking date, within like the first 15 minutes, he asked me where one of my photos was taken. I'm not a liar, so I said that it was an AI generated photo. And he said, yeah, I don't think we're a match. And he left.
I don't blame him. What are you doing? Generating AI, like that is a form of catfishing. That is not being authentic. That is not being true to what you look like whatsoever. That is catfishing. That's fraud.
Yeah. He's so dramatic to me, and also like everyone is using AI generated photos. If they look like
are they?
Who cares? The ones I use with Green ones look exactly like me, not like the crappy ChatGPT one.
That does not look exactly like you at all.
So what is the difference? Who cares? I don't know. If you're a straight man, let me know. What do you think?
You've got to be kidding me. You're gaslighting, right? It's easy to see why the guy was mad. The most noticeable thing that it got rid of was your acne. Less noticeable to guys, but her hair looks super dry and frizzy in real life compared to the AI photo. And last, I think the most important one, is that it removed wrinkles that are here, 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 and here, which makes you look several years younger than you actually are. But you know what? Good. I love the idea of women using AI photos on dating apps, because the more severe the catfish, the more people will stop trying to find relationships on their phone. These apps are cancer. They're like if mobile game companies took over the relationship market. Anyway, it's been a while on this channel, so I thought we'd check back in with modern internet dating and see how it's going.
And ladies, even men who went to Harvard Business School are losers. I just want to date with a man. He picked a restaurant. I knew that this restaurant was a happening restaurant, but he picked it. He went to Harvard. I thought that he knew to see if he was going to need a reservation. He went to Harvard.
If you don't think this is a made-up story for TikTok femcels, then you're an idiot. I believe this person more than I believe her.
I got catcalled twice on this walk.
No, you didn't.
I'm going to go broke this way.
Oh my gosh.
TikTok as a whole, especially the dating meta, is literally just the Arthur meme.
How do you think this stuff is true? I mean, just lie? You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
That shit is so hilarious, and no matter how many times I watch this, it progressively gets funnier every year.
I just mean that some of the details, I never thought of that. This is terrible. What if none of it's true? What if they're all lying? How would we ever know?
If they only knew how many social media influencers would base their entire careers off of telling incredibly obvious lies that people are too stupid to recognize. I mean, how many men are taking dating advice on women from guys who are obviously in the closet, and how many women are taking pointers from other women who are obviously prostitutes? I can't believe we still have women saying shit like this after relationship guru The Wizard Liz got cheated on by a Pokemon sniff.
My husband loves me for simply existing. How do you and your husband split finances?
We don't. This is not a two-way street. This is a... I cannot get into this crap again. One-way street. His money is our money, and my money is my money.
And I just think now, like, people are like, oh, that's cool, they can go there.
So here's a little bit of tea for you guys. Or coffee, whatever you're drinking. These two aren't even friends anymore. They're not even friends anymore. I think this one who, you know, Akash is saying, his wife, the other one who said all these outrageous things, she must have just gone too far, and this lady who's on screen right now is now no longer. I wouldn't be absolutely lovable. I wouldn't have started the podcast with her in the first place, but hey. I guess she lives and learns.
That's something. No, it's not. And I'm digging. Yeah.
Holy shit, this chick is married. Well, ultimately I blame the man in this situation, because as bad as all the cat...
Oh, dude, you have no idea how bad that marriage is. If you haven't already dug into that, oh my gosh.
And TikTok advice is, it's not nearly as problematic as the people who willingly choose the wrong partners, despite everyone trying to warn them. However, it is entertaining to watch them double down publicly, especially if I don't like them, so let's talk about it. The woman you just saw, Jesslyn...
We are gonna dig into it again. Okay.
Singh is the wife of an Indian stand-up comedian named Akash, and she has a podcast and a TikTok account where she started cannibalizing the career of her husband for views by openly talking about what a degenerate she is.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was I'm living my best life in these white boy frat houses, and I had a roster of guys that I would rotate.
So, lesson number one of the internet is to keep your mouth shut. Everyone should treat the internet like a police encounter instead of like a therapist. Anything you say can and will be used against you by your enemies, especially if your husband is in a male-centered space like a comedy podcast. Akash, did you not sit your wife down and tell her that it's a bad idea?
Even if he did, she wouldn't listen. She doesn't respect him.
Talk about how promiscuous she was in college? Clearly he didn't, because that's not even the worst thing that she did.
He's on my hall pass list.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Chase Crawford, Jacob Elordi, Austin Butler, and who else? Dean Thomas from the Harry Potter movies. Would y'all ever have an orgy together?
Isn't that a child?
With your husband? Priya, I'm actively trying to have an orgy because this couple is so fucking good looking. You haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking him. His body goes crazy. His face card always like
She's not talking about her husband, by the way. She's talking about this other lady's husband, who's meant to be her friend.
It never declines.
I'm not being funny, but if one of my friends started talking about my husband like this, I would not be sat there going, ah!
The goblins, my assistant, Santomanzi,
I mean, I think I'm like, what? We're not friends anymore. Goodbye.
Kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband.
There's a difference between
Very weird. Very weird.
a scammer and being a hustler. Two very different.
Okay.
I'm a hustler who scams a little bit. I'm a scammer who hustles.
Why that was sexy, and that's why I'm actively trying to have.
This is a divorce moment right here. If my wife told me that she wanted to have sex with her best friend's husband, said it.
Look how uncomfortable Arkash is sat there and watching this. Look at the frame I've just paused on. Look at the way Jasleen, the girl in blue, the atrocious one, is looking at him. Where's that dude? He's for the street.
Numerous times on the podcast, and then brought me on to talk about it while she flirts with that guy right in front of me, I would be calling my lawyer and drafting up papers. Now, for all the people saying that these situations are just random and you can never tell if a woman will treat you like this in the future, know that people always show signs that they aren't worth marrying if you wait a little bit before making a commitment. This one was obvious.
It's absolutely true. You never be too careful in picking your partner, and when you choose one, you want to make sure you can look out for the green flags, red flags to know further. Gives me a great opportunity to talk about today's sponsor. Wait, let's be real for a second here, guys. Most guys today are completely clueless when it comes to flirting. Creepy. Worse. That's why I want to quickly tell you about today's sponsor, The Wing. It's run by Marnie, and she's actually helped tens of thousands of people.
Looks like it's been
flirting.
through a lot.
Quickly, out her effort. Teaches you the actual stuff behind it, not just all practical stuff that works in well, not just now, if you're a guy who's completely given up on dating, and happy staying forever than bad. But if you're tired of goes anywhere, ready to actually understand how to get interested in you, not the fake version you want, then this check out. The formula gives you a full step-by-step system. Flip the script. So instead of her, you're the one that she. And because women do respond to flirting, just when it's done right with because the Wing Girl method is sponsoring today's video, offering my beatable deal, just click now to grab your free exclusive offer. Plus, if you decide to pick up the full 50%, a whole 50%. If you're tired of failing at flirting, not wasting your take control, don't need access right away.
Obviously a bad idea. Her and her friends' entire personalities are TikTok.
Like, you don't have to justify your presence as, you know, wanting to be in your divine feminine energy and staying at home and not having as much stress.
I didn't wish her a happy happy birth month.
No,
happy birth week. Gotta stop. Happy birthday Eve.
Yeah.
That was like watching a horror film. I mean, everybody makes mistakes, but there comes a point where you have to be honest about your situation and do what's necessary. But of course, they didn't do that, which is why this is entertainment. So Akash and his wife started going viral because of clips like this, and I have to say that this is a no-win situation for these two. They've screwed up badly. Only thing they can do is shut up and wait 2 weeks for everyone to forget about it. Because the reality,
it's been longer than 2 weeks, and no one's forgot about it. No one's forgot about it. I feel for him, but also, dude, like, why did you... He obviously picked her because she's a good-looking girl. Like, let's not get it twisted, but she's a very pretty girl. And obviously, they are Indian, and, like, a lot of cultural stress on who they can pick as partners. So, you know, she's an Indian girl, she ticks the box, is attractive. No one coached him through the kind of qualities you should probably prioritize in a wife, and now he's facing all of this. And you know, God forbid any of his family members have social media and see her talking like this, I mean, it's gonna bring huge shame.
Is that most of Akasha's fans didn't know about any of this, and it was just drama YouTubers making fun of them, so they could have just stayed quiet. But instead of being smart and keeping the hate isolated to people who don't even watch them, they decide to do a podcast where Akash looks super uncomfortable the whole time, and we are assured that everything that Jesline said was just a misunderstanding.
Depressed Indian girl that I didn't even watch Jersey Shore in high school because I felt it to be too inappropriate. So when I got to college, I'm like, oh my, do you believe her? You. God, I can dress however I want. I can do whatever I want.
You have a roster of crap.
What does a roster mean?
She translates to a roster. It just meant like 2 guys I was talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it.
That's all.
Yeah.
And when you say hooking up, I think people
When
think
I meant hooking up, I just meant making out. Again, like every...
So when she says I was popping my... I'm not even going to say it, but you know what she said. How does that translate to kissing? Like, please, how stupid do you think we are? Why would you not just say, like, Americans think out? I was making out with all these dudes. Like, why don't you just say that if that's what it was? Because it wasn't what it was. Was it, Jesline? No, you dirty little liar.
Thing I say is so amplified and hyperbolic because it's so like incongruous to who I actually am as a person.
I'm literally such a good Indian girl, and we literally don't do anything like this. Stop. Stop.
Right. So you're saying you're a big old prude.
Let me just...
Oh, it just makes me feel like it's so obvious. Obviously, you're lying.
As a person who uses Twitter, I don't think saying that you're Indian as an excuse for your behavior is going to make people trust you.
Wait, there's no way.
I do have IBS.
Indian food's never going to beat the allegations. So Jesline is claiming that she's innocent and was a virgin until she met Akash, but I don't believe her at all. If you listen to both episode 6 and episode 7 of her podcast, it's apparent that she's had sexual contact with multiple men, even saying that being good at...
Listen, this girl, I've seen the clip. I've seen them all. She literally sat there and said how she had this sleepover with some dude and she woke up and her butthole was hurting. Oh, yeah, that's just making out, is it? Yeah? Yeah, just, like... Just be real. This is the thing. If you're gonna... Look at this. Look, episode 7, butthole scammers, wife it, banking. Like, if you're gonna be this person, at least own it. I don't backtrack into the whole, oh, I didn't do it like this, I didn't do it like this, because you realize how bad you make yourself, your husband, and family. But, like, be authentic. That's the problem. Like, if she's gonna say all of this and be like, yeah, this is what I did, and, like, I own that, like, really and truly, like, I have to respect that. The day she still managed to get someone to marry her. And, you know, whatever. But it's the fakeness of it. It's the, I know I said this, but this is actually true. And there's just no accountability for it whatsoever. And who pays? Not her. She's laughing. This Akash dude pays for everything. Does literally everything for her. She walks away from this with no real consequence. He's the one who pays. And his family, who are going to have to suffer, you know, the reputational damage of this woman. Family, thing in the Indian. I know some of you in the audience watching are from India. You know, express these before. I've got Indian friends, like I know that this is a huge deal in their culture. So it's just like Akash clearly just chose her for her looks. It's a really bad long-term. Really bad.
Tell me if you need anything.
Now, I know what any women listening are probably going to say, you know, oh, you're just jealous, you know, pretty, this, that, and the other, like, fine, whatever. But my point is that she's not just damaging him, she is damaging herself long too. Because she's not going to be this pretty forever. And one day, maybe they divorce. I think it's likely that she will leave him before he leaves her based off of the current evidence that's available publicly. But if he's ever single again, this is all hurting her as well. Now, some of you can say, oh, well, you know, there's going to be a simp that's going to pick her up. Like, we don't know. We don't know that. And at the end of the day, she's now no longer friends with this girl. So not only is she going to find it hard to find a partner if she ever splits from Arkash, because of all this, you know, debauchery as very publicly claimed, she's also going to struggle to find other. Now, you know what women are like. If you can't find a partner, then you cling to them. She's also going to struggle to cling to the sisterhood, but not for the reasons that you would hope. You would hope that the sisterhood would no longer claim her, but that's not the truth. The Call Her Daddy podcast is one of the top podcasts in the world, and the women on there are constantly saying, disgusting. Women, for whatever reason, they love it. That's not the struggle with the sisterhood. The reason that she'll struggle with the sisterhood is the fact that, well, her sister has already turned her back on her. This girl, her co-host, has already come out and basically said that her and Jasmine, and for that reason, you know, she's going to struggle. She's hurting herself by hurting her husband and family. Women don't understand this. They seem to have this idea that, like, the way they act holds no, because they've never been held accountable for their actions. The truth is that they do have consequences. And unfortunately, a lot of women are going to have to the hard way.
The oral is a green flag. How would she know how to judge that if she's only been with one person? Best case scenario is that she's trying to misrepresent herself on the lines of technically being a virgin because she didn't have vaginal intercourse. Though I don't believe her on that either, because trying to push your close friends into group sex is not the move of someone who has only had sex with one person. Neither is wearing incredibly revealing clothing on Instagram. So there's no way she didn't understand American cultural norms like the meaning of hooking up as the wife of someone who used to be on a show called Guy Code where they talked about stuff like that. Also, the prostitute philosophy about how a guy should value you just for existing around him doesn't make her look innocent either. This entire podcast just makes Jesleen look worse, and it makes Akash look like a loser. Right here was probably the most telling moment for me.
You're cool with him just getting a hand job massage.
Totally.
Are you act?
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I've said that it's less work for me.
I don't. I don't.
Can you talk to our wives?
Wow, that is a clip I do.
You have found the right
You
place.
can't tell you why I don't. Horrible decisions.
Yeah.
She was. You guys were like, down. She keeps saying how pretty Weezy is, and I was like, even then, I was like, no, the fuck. She's all talk. She's all bluster. That's why I haven't tested the hand
A
job.
paper tiger.
She's our dog. She's a yapping little dog behind the fence.
I'm guessing she thinks that this is like a 4D chess move to cover up for the fact that she wants to cheat. She's only saying it's okay for him.
Imagine publicly claiming that you're happy with your husband getting sexual gratification from a woman. Fuck for you. Like, can you scream any louder, I'm not attracted to my husband whatsoever? The disrespect. Oh my god. I can't believe he's put up with this.
Him to do it because, for one, she knows that he won't, and because, two, if she does cheat, say, well, yeah, but I said that you could do it if you wanted to. Nobody who actually loves you and is a...
Also, she's probably encouraging him to cheat so that she can force him off his mind. There's this other video of them where she gets like a new engagement ring from him. For what reason, I don't know. But like, she's like recoiling at the thought of kissing him, even after he gives stupid, crazy diamond ring. Like, she's not into him at all. She wants his money. It's so evident. And her excuse is, oh, but I was with him. I have no money. Like, we're women. We're not stupid. You can see a trajectory. You knew that he was gonna. Like, let's not get it twisted.
Allow a hall pass. This is one of those moments where a really bad person is trying to LARP as a good person, but doesn't actually know what a good person would say in that moment, so anything she says just further exposes her. The correct move was to apologize to her husband, ignore the haters, never bring this up again, and stop oversharing and treating the internet like your therapist.
Yep.
Also, Akash, you're on the road a lot as a comedian. I would not trust this chick to be faithful when you aren't around. Because when it comes to people like Jesleen, I think the reality is that they actually despise the person that they're with, which is why she treats them poorly and can't help but say inappropriate stuff. I think a part of the gaslight from Akash on this is that Jesleen slept on the floor with him one time when he was broke, but also they broke up when he was broke, and she mysteriously got back together with him right around the time that he started making money again. Which is suspicious considering all the gold digger ideology that comes out of her mouth. However, no matter how ride or die she was in the past, I don't think that justifies her present treatment of her significant other. Now, they haven't had any drama since, as far as I've seen, and her podcast appears to have been canceled, so hopefully Akash and his wife have learned their lesson. But speaking of people who are much further down the line of publicly displaying how unhealthy their relationship dynamic is, allow me to introduce you to Anissa Joma and her husband, Ian Joma, formerly known as Ian Washburn.
The only reason why we changed or chose my name over his last name is because his last name is like just objectively ugly. No. Just like an ugly last name. Like Washburn sounds. Washburn.
Okay, this girl looks like an emo chick, which you would presume she's into like guitars and stuff. Washburn is a really cool name. I just got this like a few days ago. I used to play guitar when I was a kid. I got guitar lessons in secondary school and I stopped playing for like 10 years. I'm trying to get back into it. So no, I won't play for you guys. I'm not going to get roasted on the internet. But Washburn, look. Washburn. That's not an ugly name. That's a cool name. And this is a hot guitar. This is a sexy guitar. Look at this. Acoustic electric. Beautiful. Absolutely. So, it is not an objectively ugly last name, actually. So, I need to find a way to rearrange the camera because I really of that, and they're currently. I've got another one. I got like a electric one as well, obviously, because they're easier to. Not very good, but yeah, I want you guys to be able to see them all the time because they're really beautiful cars. Yeah, this Washburn, beautiful. Oh, so it's just crazy. Like, she obviously doesn't believe that. She definitely knows what a Washburn guitar is. It's definitely not an ugly name. Like, I've heard some ugly names, and that's not one of them. It's just a power play. He just wants to, you know, socially violate her. You're a liar!
Horrendous.
In the past, you might have recognized Anissa as the prostitute Twitch streamer girlfriend of the once popular creator iDubbbz, who was famous for doing a creator deep dive series called Content Cop.
Oh my gosh, it's this guy! It's the guy who says I have depression! Oh my goodness!
That was very well liked by a huge portion of the internet, but in more recent years, it's become obvious that she wears the pants in the relationship, and therefore she has graduated from being called iDubbbz's girlfriend, and earned herself her own name.
Can we, chill on, like, asking if Ian's here or whatever? Like, I get it's funny or whatever, but I've spent, like, the past 4 years living in his shadow, so to speak, and, like, I've been trying to do my own thing on the internet for 7 years before I...
Imagine having a really successful man, and then being like, but I want it to be about me. What? If I had a man who was, you know, someone who had built this huge reputation, empire, like, I would constantly be hiding in the shadow. Like, look at my man, look what he's done. Like, you admire that person. If you're with someone that you admire, and it's not even about, like, fame and social status, this, that, and the other. If you're with someone who, whatever it is that they're passionate about and doing, you admire, even if you're someone who is in the limelight, you still want it to be all about them. You still want to tell people about them because you admire them. And that is the natural, I believe, natural female state when you're really into a guy and you, yeah, this is my guy and he's great and he's doing something important. You naturally want to be in his shadow. You naturally want people to know, like, yeah, I'm with this guy. Because she just doesn't respect him. She's not attracted to him, doesn't respect him, and that's what it is.
I even met him, and it is painful. I'd rather have 5 people want to be here for me than, like, a bunch asking for Ian. Thanks.
Congrats, Anissa. Now you're the star. Talking about you now draws far more interest than talking about iDubbbz. You made it, and all you had to do was taint the career of your husband so that it would be easy for you to outshine him. Personally, I think this is the move of a true anti-capitalist.
I'm more extreme than Ian, where I'm, like, pretty anti-capitalist, hate landlords.
Now, for those of you who have jobs and don't have time to keep up with all the iDubbbz drama over the past 5 years, Basically what happened is that iDubbbz, or Ian, got into a relationship with Anissa. Anissa has always wanted to be a popular streamer, but she's untalented, so she's jealous of the success of her husband. Because she's jealous, instead of being happy for her partner's success, she constantly sabotages his career by publicly shaming him, and instead of getting rid of this girl, who obviously the
What's that in the back? What's that in the back? That is a guitar. That is a guitar. He knows the name Washburn. I'm telling you right now. I'm pretty sure it's an American brand as well. I was talking to the dudes in the guitar shop about this. Washburn. American guitar manufacturer. American guitar. She knows what it is. No, it's not about the name. It's got nothing to do with the name. He's a liar. It's a power play. It's a public humiliation ritual for her husband. Because she feels some sense of power of taking this dude who's so well known. Like, even I knew him. Obviously, I don't really know what he does, but like, I've seen the memes, you know? She likes the fact that he now has her name. That gives her state. She is the perfect example of the archetype of the modern woman. Corrupt, conniving, power-hungry, twisted, masculine woman.
doesn't love him. Ian defends her, and even more damning in terms of social media, he stopped making content that people like. Now, like I said with Jordine, the blackmailing part of this is that oftentimes in these cases, people just see the end result and make claims that you can never tell if your partner will end up like this or not. But the reality is that girls like Anissa and Jordine always show signs that they will become like this in the future, early on in the relationship. In Anissa's case, it was day one.
2016 would also be the year Anissa would begin her relationship with the once popular YouTuber, Ida. This relationship started out as all healthy ones do.
Look at the state of him as well, like, he's just lost everything.
With Anissa cheating on her ex-boyfriend in order to be with Ian. That's right, before Anissa and Ian began dating, Anissa was in an active relationship with another League of Legends streamer named Acadian. Anissa and Acadian began dating around late 2015, and this relationship lasted until the first day Anissa would meet Ian.
I don't know how you can see this as a man and be like, yeah, she definitely won't treat me like that, right? And when I say this, understand that Anissa started treating Ian like shit very early on. They got together in 2016, and in 2017, she was already being incredibly inappropriate with a YouTuber named Chris Raygun, who was also in a relationship with someone else at the time.
Anissa being attracted to other men is a common trope when she's in a relationship. Another man Anissa had a crush on around this time was named Chris Raygun. Anissa would also show her romantic interest on Chris on Twitter, where she tweeted out a shirtless photo of him with a caption full of thirsting and squirt emojis.
You know, personally, I think it's inappropriate to publicly post about your celebrity crushes when you're in a relationship. But I can look past that because it's like a fantasy. However, in Anissa's case, her celebrity crush that she is openly fangirling over while she's in a relationship with iDubbbz is someone she regularly interacts with. And really, I think the breaking point for Ian Joma was around 5 years ago when Anissa opened up an OnlyFans account. He got backlash and was like, actually, I'm okay with being a cuck.
You cannot make this up, it just gets worse.
For those of you who are unaware of the drama I recently brought upon myself, I'll fill you in. My girlfriend started an OnlyFans account, which is a website where you can upload amateur porn.
Sometimes I just think these dudes in this way, this is me.
I think all of it is cool. I'm okay with sex workers and girls being slutty. It has no bearing on my life whatsoever.
As someone who watched this video the day it came out, I love watching it 5 years later, knowing that this decision had such a huge effect on Ian's life that he's now so poor that he screams on the ground. I hope that in the current year, we've all started to see how toxic these open-minded beliefs are. It turns out that traditional values and prejudices were correct the whole time. Now, normally I would say this is sad, but iDubbbz is such a backstabbing TOS that I enjoy every clip I see of Anissa shaming him.
If I look at you, even in like the viewfinder, extremely masculine chin, which is also why I like the buzz cut, because it like emphasizes your chin, and you're like heavy brow. Like I would argue you have one of the most. Part of the reason why I don't want to have a child with you is because I'm terrified if you have a girl, that she's gonna have all your masculine features.
Wow. Isn't that interesting? I think about that a lot.
Yeah, I have never met somebody who has such an eagle face. Like, you have a very strong brow, which is very...
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I don't get angry very often. Like, it really takes a lot to trigger me. I want to punch this girl. Oh my gosh. What? This is abuse. This is abuse. If this was the other way round, everyone would be able to say it. This is an abusive relationship. Because it's a woman doing it to a man, it's like, oh no, she's just... This is abuse. This is an abusive relationship. It is horrible to hear those things from anyone, from a stranger. To hear from a... Imagine that just a stranger comes up to you on the street. I would be terrified of having kids with you because I wouldn't want my kids to look like that with that eyebrow and that skin. Can you imagine? And now imagine this is someone you really, really love and care about and are probably codependent on. That's abuse. This has got to be one of the most disgusting things I've seen in a while.
Pretty attractive on men. To be honest, there's a lot of attractive women that have that as well, like Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
Combined with
Yeah.
You know he's conscious about it.
I think the combination would be bad for a woman. I don't know.
Holy shit, never in my best dreams would I have imagined a clip as great as iDub looking like he's expressing interest in having kids towards the end. But Anissa says she thinks he's too ugly. I wonder if she would have said that about Chris Ray guy.
I actually don't think there's a world.
For the record, I think they're worries.
I appeal to straight men.
You know what?
I think you're right. Someone said, is there a look that appeals to everyone?
Hassan Abi appeals to everyone.
Oh my god. I will never get people who think it's okay to publicly shame their partner. For one, the more you shame your partner, the worse it makes you look because you're the one stupid enough to be with a loser. And two, in my opinion, this is a breakup move. It would be an argument the first time it happened, and then it would be the end of the relationship if the behavior were repeated. Because your job as a significant other is to be your partner's biggest cheerleader when it comes to how they're seen in public. And if they aren't doing that, then in my opinion, they're trash. Not to say that people can't communicate with friends and family to process difficult parts of the relationship, but if your wife is just unnecessarily shitting on you in public constantly, then that's a sign that you need to get rid of this person.
This is a great moment. You know her eternal quest to humiliate him? So this is a new chapter.
I don't know if Chad can back me up. No. Bad, amen, whatever. The bigger the dick, the worse it is. Like a lot of men
It's just the premise alone was trapped. He's trapped from the beginning. Either he A, is bad at sex, or B, has a tiny penis. There's no escape.
I don't know if Chad can back me up.
Nope. Back me up, Chad.
Again, this would be really sad if iDubbbz weren't a terrible person. I mean, Anissa just like professional level to fight for her husband. There are multiple levels here. First, there's like no correct answer here. There's just a less bad one. And two, you get to hear about your partner having sex with other men. She's flaunting her sexual experience publicly, while iDubbbz doesn't have any outside of his wife because Anissa is his first girlfriend. And you know what? Everyone's got to start somewhere, and certainly it's better than being used up, so I don't blame him for that. But the part where I lose respect is the part where he just lets this chick walk all over him.
I've met Ian, I've talked to Ian, I've seen content over the years. Ian is an asshole, but he's also a very passive, live and let live, kind of easygoing guy.
Wow, I wonder what he did. A lot of these people are like really random. I wonder why he did that.
He's not a confrontational, aggressive, hostile person. His girlfriend, though, I think absolutely is. I can guarantee you that whenever there's a conflict, he's the one getting mad, and he's the one saying, like, bro, like, stop, I don't want to deal with this, right? And so that's, I think, kind of what happened. If you've ever been in a relationship with a really domineering, aggressive, hostile person like Anissa seems to be, you would know how much that kind of puts your entire mind into like a brain fog. You're in survival mode, exactly. You're constantly in fight or flight around this person. And you also like them, but there's this element of them that's like extremely mercurial, aggressive, and seemingly so in a random way. That, to me, sucks the life force out of a person so fast it is insane.
This is probably true. Actually, allow me to add nuance because I don't think iDubbbz sees it like this. I think if you asked him, he would say he does stand up for himself, but the problem is that it doesn't work.
Like, as our relationship went on, I share a lot. He's wanted me to share less. I've wanted him to share more. You started to meet in the middle.
Yeah, so they probably have talked about Anissa making him look bad numerous times, but she knows he's not brave enough to do something like leave her, and because there's no threat of negative consequences, it just falls on deaf ears. Instead, she does whatever she wants and continues to treat the internet like her therapist by oversharing, which further adds to the pile of public blackmail against iDubbbz. All of this makes me think about a book I read called Good to Great. It's a book about how good businesses transition into becoming the top businesses. So it's about companies, but if you're smart, the ideas are universally applicable. One such universally applicable idea comes from Chapter 3, where the research team for that book found out that it's not a well-written business plan or favorable market conditions that cause a business to become a top company and sustain their success. The most important thing for a successful business are the people in the room. Competent and good people are so important that it's not even worth it to develop a business plan until you have the right people in the room. This is very much something that was said a lot about the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs, and the biography that was written on him. He always wanted to be around A players and not the C or the D team. But where I'm going with this is that it certainly is also true when it comes to relationships. Everyone thinks they can pull someone out of the bargain bin and mold them into the perfect partner. But the reality is that if someone's not already motivated to be great, you won't convince them. So if you're having long talks about how people need to change or be better, and nothing ever changes or gets better, the correct answer is to not continue doing that. The answer is to go find someone who has already figured it out, or is motivated to figure it out. Once you have found that person, the next step to a healthy relationship is to not demotivate them by falling into your bad habits. As for your exes, don't feel bad about breaking off their relationship because for the most part, if someone is resistant to change, then the only way they're going to learn is through suffering and loss. And by shielding them from that, you're only prolonging their mediocrity. Last, the book...
It's a really good way to look at it.
The book says that if you can't find the right person for the position, then keep looking. The wrong people are so disastrous that it's better that no one fill the role than to have it filled with the wrong person. I know looking can be frustrating, but taking anyone who applies, or if you're an employee, going with any company who will have you because you're desperate, is how you get into a situation like iDubbbz or Akash, who, from the looks of it, are really just holding on to their partners because they're the first person who paid attention to them, and they're too weak to break up to find someone who is a better fit. It's sad to watch. Well, Akash is sad to watch. Fuck iDubbbz. I hope Anissa and her husband never get divorced, so they can serve as a warning to other people who might make similar relationship decisions. It's good to have a public example of the type of relationship that you're trying to avoid as you search for the ideal one. Anyway, thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you in the next video.
Oh, thank you, Duncan, for that video. That was incredible. I had not heard of this iDubbbz person before. You know, I didn't face. I didn't know. And yeah, the comparison that has been made, I think, is absolutely so important. At the end of the day, it's all about awareness. If a person has an awareness to know that they're not the best version of themselves yet, and that they have something they're working towards, you know, and they can take responsibility for their actions, that's someone you want to go with. At the end of the day, you have to look at your life and what you want for it. And if you are someone who does have a public presence like Akash and like iDubbbz, then obviously you want someone with you who is going to help with that. Who people are gonna, you know, look at you guys and be like, yeah, he made a right choice. That means, you know, I'm more attracted to his brand because he seems to make choices. It's like they're literally just shooting themselves in the foot, like that so openly, publicly wreck their reputation. Absolutely wreck it. You've got to look at what's important. Right? What kind of qualities you want in a partner, but also like, who are you outside of that partner? What is it that you're passionate about? Is it what you're doing? And how is that partner going to add to that? Because if you have something about perhaps a certain, you know, social aspect of your life that like, this is really important to me, you're always someone who, yeah, they've got all of this great stuff going for them, but in this sector, and they're actually going to come to me, and maybe they're not the best fit. Maybe you guys in some point that on me, that, you know, searching for, you know, the right partner is better than one around. That's just what I think. Finally, let me know what you think in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to like the video on your way out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to get all of my content. If you would like to begin your search looking for that right person, click the link in the description or the Wing Girl method to pick up your free PDF formula and get 50% off to pick up the full program. And on that note, guys, I'll see you very soon in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. sometimes in life, you have to be able to look at the situation and figure out what exactly contributes. It never ceases to remain how many women constantly complain about the day but take zero accountability for how we are partly responsible for that day. Hey, it's Christine Grace. Welcome back to my channel. There's another reaction. If you like this, wait in. Let's get straight into it.
Honestly, it's like a lot of people lose. I don't have anything of like actually. Because that's what happened. I'm sorry, I'm just not. Only getting older guys. Like, how it's always about themselves and like, oh, like being so sensitive. But there's nothing with it. Obviously, I'm piling up. It must be like, what the fuck?
You see the irony too, right?
Massive, small, plus, why is this funny? Whatever happens, and the list is whatever happens.
The quality of the increase.
Until the sunrise.
Over and back. I mean, now that.
The 1%.
There's a lot of women complaining about cheesecake factory and like in certain restaurants, and it's really annoying. You guys don't even know how privileged you are. You know that some women out here have never even gotten flowers. There's some women out here who have never even gotten the real food. All these women, they're women being on social media, ruining it. You're making men not want to date, you're making men not want to try. Then you guys can come on here saying men aren't chivalrous, men don't open doors, men don't do that. This is that. You bitch and complain about everything somebody does. Y'all are like very mean, and it's really annoying. And like I said, if you have an opinion on something, you plan the dates. You do stuff. How are you going to complain about what somebody takes you if you didn't throw out a suggestion?
I love her. I share her frustration massively.
Don't want men to leave so bad to go with them. A lot of y'all mind-made women, y'all have got too much stuff going on in your brain. You guys are so privileged, you understand.
He's not wrong.
The reason why the sport is so trash. Women, I don't explain. Women are so brainwashed that if you're single, that you're not committed or have a ring on your finger, that we're brainwashed. Then somebody's gonna it says a lot about us women if we felt like just not in a relationship and we could do whatever the why is that what we want is to be outside? Why is that what we want to have a life? That's a problem. When they are we are college kids because we see ourselves like
exactly. It's exactly right. Oh my gosh, that was very refreshing. It's exactly right. Why is how it always says we gave women the freedom to choose, and women choose to be naked. Fine. He's right. He's right. Why is it that's what we choose? I don't know. I don't know why that's what we do so frequently and en masse. But if that is the case, then that shows you why society was built the way it was in the first place. Why certain cultures and societies can preserve women. It's not because I have this theory that it's not because women are these sweet little innocent things that need to be protected from all the bad men. Actually, because we absolute madness chaos, and if we leave us to our own devices, we will go out and destroy the world. Not through power, physical force like the men can, but just through complete degeneracy, through feminization of institutions, through feminism, through murdering our own babies, through being all round. And that can cause as much damage to a culture and a society as brute force. Right?
2 years ago, someone did that. I would be coming up criticizing some of them tried to. I was. Like, I don't know, the tables where all of the text that we're looking back to, they're doing it in 5. They're straight doing it. Like, I think y'all come from 5 men are not preferred. Men are not doing it. And then when they meet a man that does everything, checks all of the blocks, you treat him like
he gets it.
Ooh, it's like the very first video that I come across is the guy on theaters, and he is irritated and feelings is 1,000% validated because would you need to talk to a girl for 2 whole months? You plan to hang out. You are taken from work to take this girl out on a first date, and this bitch ghosts you. Straight up ghosts you. Ooh, man, and after listening to his story, what? Sure that I'm not being biased about it. I was like, these are the words that will come up on purpose and come out. He's a narcissist, and I'm a survivor.
Beyonce thinks that is a really good Beyonce internet. What that means?
You're the problem.
Yeah. It's all good and well having those standards of having standards. All good and well having standards. You don't live up to those standards yourself. You cannot others. And I always hear this thing, well, men are like this, so we're just going to be like it too. But then, do you know who suffers? Firstly, good dudes that do come along, that are doing everything you say you want, and then they're going to go out and, you know, maybe treat someone else as rubbish because you've done that to them. And then also you, like, you're depriving yourself of happiness, or just like a nice evening with someone, because you're still butthurt about the last time. Right? And then if that dude then goes out and has a really like crappy date where he doesn't make effort because he thinks, well, why would I bother because of you? Like, just the cycle continues. It's like, how about we all just agree that if we're triggered and butthurt, we don't date, and we don't date and we're all willing to put in the effort we can, right? Because if you're someone who you're bitter about the last bad date you have, so now you're that stupid that you think there's no such thing as individuals and every man is the exact same man, so because this man treated you like that, we're going to do the same. Which, if you actually thought that, why are you dating in the first place? It'd be the whole thing pointless if that's the case. So clearly you're not a word I can't say on YouTube, begins with an R. So, put in the effort again. Slate, get to know this guy. Go up.
Between listening to that and Nicholas come, oh my. The problem with the women, the key the reason why the dating is hot is because of the woman. It's because of the woman.
This is not the life right video. This is accountability. It's to hear other women who get it.
Because y'all will be on the internet and sit with your whole chest that you don't want a guy that treats you good. You don't want a guy who says he's for everything.